Hey everyone, it is Dawn. I just wanted to make a quick, leave a quick message here for you all. It is March 1st, 2026. Okay, almost 2 more days until like the whatever it is, eclipse, whatever. And into spring, summer, rocky, I'm sure. Really, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but I have never felt so relieved to almost, not quite, but almost be through a passage that has been challenging for me personally. So, message. Back in, I think it was February, I was given a message to share, and I didn't. I just was not in a place to do that and make any sense whatsoever. But I wanted to circle back to one little important piece of that and give a quick note about the next month. Energetic perspective here. So the important piece of information was actually about the Sphinx, like the Egyptian one. I've never seen the Sphinx. I hope to one day. And it's interesting. It's not like I've really given the Sphinx a lot of thought. But back in the message in January, and I feel like I've lost a bit of it, but it was essentially about the Sphinx. And I think there was a riddle or something in Greek mythology that you would ask the Sphinx, I think, about the meaning of life. Okay, so whatever it was, the idea here is that this Sphinx, that as a symbol, is something right now for anybody who knows themselves to be what's commonly referred to as a starseed, which I believe we all have a bit of that, and we're all stardust. But those who are called to lead in this transition, in this passage to a new society, into a new era rich in love, those who have long been aware that that is a part of their role. But some people might have a lot of clarity around that. For me, that particular aspect, I do not have a ton of clarity around. I know that there are various perspectives that I hold as a soul, and that are going to be really, really pivotal in this time. And I think that that is true for all of us. Actually, it's true for everybody in human form. But for those who do really resonate with that idea of carrying some wisdom from beyond, even if you don't know what it is, and I'm one who I'm fuzzy on that. I'm much more connected to the story of my soul's lineage, and a little bit of the ancestral generational, although that's all up for question at the moment. We'll see. But the whole point of what I'm trying to make, not very well, because I don't think I've made a sentence yet, but is that the Sphinx was given to me as a symbol of sort of an unlocking. And we're all going to be called into sort of new positions, if you will. Hopefully that involves soul family. I don't know. But what I do know is that there is going to be a sequence of unlockings that occur now, and they will be much more visible than they have been in the past because of this juncture in human evolution, if you will, in the rise of consciousness, and our rise into the realm of radiance. The Sphinx being something that we can hold as a reference point as each of these groups of star lineages step into place. And again, I don't really know if that will look like just individually. We kind of are given that insight into what it is we're meant to bring forth in that regard. That does not necessarily take away from our current work or what we've seen as our mission, our soul purpose, our soul's truth and radiance, our star power. But there's a new level at which we are being called to serve humanity in this time. And there is that coordination, sort of that orchestration that is going on from the higher realms and higher dimensions. I don't even want to say higher anymore. It doesn't feel right anymore. It's like, oh shoot, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that disruption. Lunch was ready. So with the Sphinx, it is a symbol that we can, it's like an anchor, if you will, through this next passage. And what I was shown, it was that it's really, the short-term passage is about 3 months, March, April, May. And then there's a longer cycle. And I was unclear if that was either 18 months to 3 years. So, I'll share more if I get more on that. The other thing that came through in January, in addition to the Sphinx as a symbol for anybody who does identify with, star lineages, star heritage, coming from the stars, carrying wisdom from the stars, any of that. Don't have to go by the labels. The other thing I was given, beyond the fact that it's an anchor that we can just remind ourselves of periodically, to check in with. Not necessarily that, we're asking the Sphinx as an oracle or something like that. It's almost like the opposite. The Sphinx's energy is now going to be embodied in us. The other thing I was shown, it's just escaping me. Hold on a second. Come back, thought. Symbol. Oh, yes, yeah. Code. Similar concept, really, that together, as more and more of us step into whatever this is, and again, it may not be that that's the only thing we're doing. It may not look a certain way. It's just it's a slight opening, more and more and more, that may feel huge to some of us, to really embodying the wisdom we carry fully. And so in addition to the Sphinx as a symbol or an anchor, there are also codes being released from within us, again, corresponding to the particular wisdom that we have to bring forward for these times. And I was sort of shown this more than any, it was like a series of images. And the gist of it is to literally contemplate the stars, sit and see the stars, and allow your mind to be empty and receive. And it's not like you're receiving necessarily, you may, but it's not necessarily like you're receiving new codes or new information. It's more of an activation. It's a reconnection. It's bringing it back online in a way that is, will run through you. So that's what I have to share from January. And the other quick note here is interesting, 3:17 p.m. And it is about March 17th through the 25th. Haven't even looked. I don't even know what's happening then. I guess for spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. But that time frame in particular is really pivotal. And this pertains to all, even those who do not at all resonate with the starseed part I was just sharing, that particular week, wherever you are, really take the time to appreciate the value of the gifts that you carry, those you are aware of and those that you are ready now to receive. And set an intention to be open, to be receptive, and to, in the receiving of those, to be willing to share them in ways that may be unexpected. I'm really wrestling with this one myself, trust me. I haven't even received any invitations yet, and I'm nervous as hell because I'm like, nope, not that one, not that one, not that one, nope. I really want to control it, and we will see. We will see how it goes. But what I was kind of shown for March is that particular time frame of the 17th through the 25th. It's really kind of a new platform that is not just a platform as in, like we're going to step up onto it and ta-da, there we are. It's more of a dimensional fine-tuning. So it's actually essentially that there are many platforms where our soul has held wisdom. And again, this is not just pertaining to starseeds. This is every single one, every single human, even those not on the path of awakening. And that particular time frame, for some reason, is an opportunity to consolidate all of that, almost a collapsing, but the collapsing is actually this huge expansion that is in all directions. It's spherical, expanding infinitely and pulsing. It's alive. It's a new level of life, which is beautiful because, we're finally to the passion and beauty part of this, the seeding of the 7 wonders of the soul. And the feeling, I didn't see necessarily anything other than the platforms and the convergence sort of, which is an expansion and a opening to greater access to all of that dimensional wisdom, which I do think ties back to that Sphinx image for all of us. But beyond the fact that it's a convergence and, a dimensional opening and an expansion, it's going to be an opportunity to remember seeds of passionate pursuits within us that we may never have known on this planet in our current incarnation. I found this really fascinating because when I kind of checked in on this particular aspect of the message, I was like, well, but, I've carried around, I feel like I've known more about my, past lives or other dimensional experiences than I have about this one. That's been my experience. And so I'm like, well, surely there's not much new there to come on. And I was, shown, oh yes, there is. And sort of what I was shown so in my particular case, I was, referencing a few past experience that I carry really close to my heart and always have. They kept me alive through what I lived through. And I was shown that it actually, so again, it connects to that expansion idea, because where I have seen the story of the life as one thing, either from our historical record or from what I hold in my heart, usually a mix of both, there is so much more depth. There is so much in those particular lifetimes, say, that we may remember. Excuse me, I've been outside and apparently there's some kind of spring allergy already. In addition to those stories, the aspect of the life that we remember or know by heart, by history, whatever, there were within those lifetimes tiny seeds of passions that were planted but never pursued, never fulfilled. And so it's almost as if this is a time when we can reclaim all of those. Not that we're going to do them all at once and have some crazy life, but it's almost more like as we embody those, so much more becomes possible and accessible to us. So I hope something in that made sense. I was a bit distracted. My voice is not the best, and it's been a long 2 months, so I'm, it's not over yet, but I felt good energy today, so I thought I would share that message. Apologies for not being able to share the fuller message in January, but I think the Sphinx, was the main part of that. All right, lots of love. Take care. Bye.